Seeing Nico again was a strange experience. She was more beautiful than I remembered. Not that I would have dared tell her so. It felt good to see Nico again. Nico?
Yes, George?
I wonder if you could help me out.
It depends on what you want.
So, Nico, you still a reporter?
Not according to my editor.
Well, what happened? You get fired?
No, I quit first.
So why did the blonde kill the guy you were interviewing?
He was trying to contact me. Said he had information about all this weird meteorological stuff going on. Said the world was going to end.
It was one heck of a shot, but I guess the cleaners wouldn't be too pleased. Sure was a mess, but it sort of made me feel at home, so I ignored it. Nice to see someone else with a headache for a change. I knew the guy all right. He used to work for the Grand Master. Flap, they called him. Last time I'd seen him, he was falling from an express train in Scotland. Just too butt-ugly to die, I guess. He was out for the count. Flap believed in traveling light, just his IQ and his gun. Me, I just put faith in the old IQ. Flap had nothing I wanted, least of all fashion sense. It was an old stage light burning brightly. Ah! Damn, that's hot! What an incredibly dumbass thing to do. No way was I touching those lights again. The heat from the old stage light was almost painful. I could hear some noises out on the street, but nothing important. The door was locked and I didn't have a key to open it. The door probably led to a pantry or a storeroom. I couldn't hear anything behind the door. It was locked and wouldn't open. Wow, it was a classic cash register. I remember these from when I was a kid buying candy. A rusted but beautifully crafted cash register. Maybe there was some cash still inside. Well, the drawer was jammed, so I guess not. There was no point in trying. The register was jammed. It was some kind of old drinks maker. The kind where you had to mix the syrup and the soda yourself. Just two flavors, lemonade and cola. Some kind of drinks maker. Damn, just my luck. No soda. Dust and Weevils, my favorite theater snack. Popcorn buckets lay strewn across the counter and floor. Normally, I was prepared to kill for popcorn, but this didn't look too appetizing. I didn't want to take one with me. It looked like a disposable cup. It had been crushed. beautifully painted cloth backdrop. It was a perfect market scene. Fruit stalls and bric-a-brac stalls. I'd found a box of theatrical grease paints. The sight transported me back to another day in Paris, a peaceful cafe, and a clown. And boy, did I hate clowns. I stuck my hand into the box and grabbed a stick. Bestheimer's number 7, white. What a lucky guess. I already had a stick of grease paint. The old wooden door matched the building. No sounds came from behind the door. It was an old wooden door. It was just a wig mannequin. I could feel its eyes staring at me. Ooh, was it getting cold in here? The drawers in the dresser were empty. They looked as if they'd been emptied years ago. Some kind of play script in French. This wasn't the time to stop and read. Tucked under the counter was a safe. There was no dust on it. It was still in use. The rotting floor had begun to buckle under the weight. I worked out that the strut was supporting the safe in the room above. It was an old metal safe. I wondered if there was anything inside. Damn! The safe was locked, but on reflection, that was hardly a surprise. I worked out that the strut was supporting the safe in the room above. Nico?
Yes, George?
The safe back there has recently been used, and it's locked.
If it's important enough for Cesaro to keep in the safe.
Exactly. I think the support strut is holding up the safe from underneath.
Well, it was sagging through the floorboards.
Maybe there's more than one way to crack a safe. Take a look at this, Nico. I found it under the stage. Face paints.
Well done, George. Shall I paint your face like a tiger, or maybe even a cute little bear?
Some other time, I think, Nico. Do you want this grease paint, Nico?
No thanks, George. I already carry my own makeup. You keep it.
The grease paint reminded me of a trip long ago to a costumer. Ah! Damn, that's hot! What a jerk. It was so obvious that was going to happen. No way I could melt the paint in my hands. I needed something to melt it in. The old paper cup looked like it had been stepped on. I'd placed the grease paint in the old cup. The stage light was hot enough to melt the paint. As the grease paint melted, the smell was terrible, but at least it worked. Nico?
Yes, George?
Look, Nico, I heated up the grease paint and it melted.
For a second there, George, I had an image of you at kindergarten.
I sure was a messy kid, wasn't I? So, you don't think this melted grease paint is of any use?
Not for me.
I guessed the strut was supporting the safe in the room above. The strut wouldn't budge. The friction from the floor was too great. The grease paint had been melted by the heat of the light. I hoped the melted grease paint would work as a lubricant. Even with the added grease, I still couldn't shift it on my own. Hey, Nico, can you give me a hand here for a second?
Of course, George. What do you want me to do?
Help me pull this strut away from the ceiling.
That's pretty dangerous, George.
Just trust me, okay?
Very well. Oh, God!
That's one way to crack a safe.
You didn't say you were trying to crack my skull, too.
Just the usual slight miscalculation. You know me, Nico.
You wouldn't be you without it.
The support strut now lay across the floor. Looks like it strutted its stuff for the last time. Nico seemed to be upset that I'd nearly killed her. Ah, but heck, look on the bright side. The safe had sprung open when it hit the floor. There were two things inside, a key card and some kind of amazing artifact. It had been hewn from stone. Strange crystals were embedded within it. My God! Nico, look at this!
What is it?
Whatever it is, Cesaro must think it's important. There was nothing left inside the safe. Nico?
Yes, George?
So what do you think this thing is?
I have no idea.
Telephone to the spirit world? Want to speak to Elvis?
Tell him I'll call him later.
This thing tingles. It feels great.
Maybe it's an ancient massage machine.
These doors weren't part of the original building. They were obviously intended to keep people out. I could just hear voices. I could see no way to open the door. I was willing to bet the card reader would open it. All I had to do was find a card. It was a swipe card for a security lock. Hey, Nico, an elevator.
We've a choice of down or down.
You know, I've missed you.
I've missed you too.
Well, that's settled then. Shall we go? Pressing the button would take us back up to the theater. I didn't want to go back to the theater just then. Look at this, Nico.
What is it, George?
It's some sort of symbol carved into the stone. They must have found it when they excavated this tunnel.
It looks like forked lightning. I wonder what it means.
Beats me. It was beautifully carved. It'd look great in my apartment. The stone looked heavy. I certainly wasn't going to pick it up. My God! Bruno was right.
Oh, George! It's beautiful! Who could have built something like this?
More to the point, what's it for?
There's a bridge out to the center.
Let's go see.
George! Look at that!
Some kind of column of energy.
Dragon power?
Look inside.
Looks like a stone of some sort.
Wow. Held in place for thousands of years. Whoa! What the hell? Nico, did you see that?
I did, George, but I don't believe it.
Bizarre.
It likes you, George.
At first glance, it looked like a column of plasma. But when I looked closer, it seems there was something trapped inside. The surface looked dangerous. A column of energy with something inside it.
George, what just happened? It was solid a moment ago.
I don't know. It's weird.
What did you take?
Just looks like a flat slab of rock with some kind of symbol like an omega on it.
So what's a slab of rock doing inside a column of strange power? And why couldn't I get it?
Beats me. Charisma?
Watch it, fella.
The stone had an omega symbol on its surface. The power still buzzed. What the heck was that? What's going on? Those guys are terrified. It's only one man. Why are they running?
George, quickly. Someone is coming up in the elevator.
Oh no, it's Cesaro.
Got his girlfriend too.
Nico, we don't have time to get past the elevator. Find somewhere to hide.
What is he doing here? How did he get past all the guards?
The men are weak. They don't understand what is at stake.
Wait here a moment. We shall see what happens next. Petra! There they are! Kill them!
Quick, George, this way!
Not fast enough, Blondie.
Damn you!
George, I'll hold the doors to stop the elevator going back down. See if you can find another way of keeping the doors open.
Nico was holding the door to keep it from closing. I had to find another way of keeping it open. I wasn't going to swap places with Nico. I needed to find a way to get us both out of there safely. It was Harry's bottle opener. I knew Harry wouldn't mind me using his bottle opener like this. Okay, Nico, you can let go.
Good thinking, George.
The bottle opener held the door open, and I wasn't going to remove it. It was the only thing stopping Cesaro from following us up in the elevator. It was going to hold the doors open, but I had no idea for how long. Stay back, Nico. They've put guys at the top of the stairs.
Great. Now what are we gonna do?
Attack them and knock them unconscious?
Get real, George.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just find a way to get past them. Looks like we need to find another way out, Nico.
Kind of stating the obvious, George.
True, but I try to do it with style. A huge pile of counterweights for the trap door. If I hadn't given up going to the gym, I would have been able to lift them all. I wondered what the button was for. The button obviously opened the stage trap door. There were guards posted. If I went that way, they'd hear me.
George, where are you going? We have to get out of here.
Trust me, Nico, this way is safer. And I've got a friend waiting outside. So, where had Bruno disappeared to?
Mr. Stobart, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
My apologies, but I must take the key from you.
George!
Quickly, mademoiselle. We must get him somewhere safe.
They managed to open it.
Did they take?
They took everything.
That is highly inconvenient. Now we must retrieve it.
How shall I find them?
Do not worry. I know where they will go next.
What about this place?
Not important. Our work is finished here.
This Stobart. He has powers.
I know. It is disconcerting, but not a problem. Kill them for me, Petra. Both of them.
With pleasure.
He's coming round.
How can you tell?
No joking, please, Andre.
It was a big shock.
How do you think I felt when you brought him in here?
Ow!
Slowly, George.
I feel like somebody plugged me into the national grid.
You are one lucky bunny, George.
There's good news and bad news.
It usually is. Give me the good news first.
When you were attacked, you managed to steal something.
Mm-hmm. The bad news?
Your attacker stole the crystal artifact and got away.
That's not all the bad news, though, is it?
Oh, don't be silly, George. Andre and I are just good friends.
Very good friends.
Oh, you don't change.
Nor you.
We don't need this, Andre. This is what you grabbed when you fell.
Weird. Have you worked out the markings?
They are quite baffling us.
We should pool our knowledge.
You're right, Nico. Bruno, would you like to bring these guys up to speed?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, recap what you know.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, where shall I start?
Well, tell them about the dragon cult.
Ah, yes. The dragon cult was formed by Susaro after death of Grand Master at St. Ninians. He pulled together remnants of Neo-Templars and made them into his own organization.
Sounds like he should be thanking you, not trying to kill you.
He continues the work started by Grand Master, using what they call dragon energy for his own purposes.
This power is about to peak.
It runs in cycles, each 12,000 years long. The current cycle is reaching its zenith. Susaro knows where is the Temple of the Dragon. It contains the means to enhance the power build-up, an extraordinary device known as the armillary.
What have you discovered, Andre?
It seems that Suzaro's utilizing the secrets of the Voynich manuscript.
But Vernon had only worked out part of it before he was killed.
He did find out that the Key of Solomon is somehow crucial to Suzaro's plan.
What's the Key of Solomon?
It's an ancient book that's reputed to hold the wisdom of Solomon.
Ah, this is a falsehood. It is an ancient stone device encrusted with crystals.
Uh-oh.
That's the thing we took from the safe. It must have been one of Cesaro's men who stole it back.
Or a different group entirely.
But who?
Who knows? These people don't like appearing in the history books.
What's the purpose of the Key of Solomon?
Remember, I told you about the Temple of the Dragon?
The main power source.
There is a machine there. They call it the armillary. Once it is running, the key is used to create a huge burst of dragon power.
If Cesaro's got the armillary running, why hasn't he used the key already? Why keep it in a safe in Paris?
Because you have to use the key at precisely the right moment. There is just a tiny door of opportunity.
You mean window?
A window? Not the door?
I know, it makes no sense.
Okay. The window lasts just a few days. Susaro is waiting for that window.
What are your thoughts, Nico?
I keep thinking about the diagram. Is it a convergence of ley lines?
It's possible, but I have never seen one like it.
This could be how Susaro found the location of the temple.
But yes, you are right.
This stone we found at the theater.
Yes.
I've seen this exact symbol before.
My dear George, it is a Greek omega symbol. You're bound to have seen it before.
No, I mean this exact same style.
Of course. The Congo.
That's right, in the caves.
The slot in the wall.
Exactly. We got a lot of clues, but I think we've still got a way to go. The only solid lead we've got is the artifact and the jungle cave.
I think I know where this is heading.
You're right. The Congo.
Oh, I wanted to give the Jeep back, but I couldn't find no one to give it back to. So, I set up my own taxi company, just to keep busy, right?
Lucky we found you.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yep. You wouldn't get any of the locals driving up here. I'll stay here. Keep an eye open.
Turn the meter off, okay?
Ah, very funny.
You okay, Harry?
Sure, mate.
Nico?
Yes, George?
This is it, Nico. Chumley's workshop. The Omega door is just inside.
Okay, let's go.
I tried to get out of here last time, but it was impossible. Now I can see why. The last person to lock this was probably Susaro.
Any luck?
Nope. Nico?
Yes, George?
The door over there is fastened tight with a big padlock. Why don't you have a go? Damn it! It still won't budge.
I'm not going to hold on to this all day, George.
I can't get the rod into the gap between the doors. Nico?
Yes, George?
The door over there is fastened tight with a big padlock. If you pull on it now... Pull, Nico, pull!
Good thinking, George. Not very subtle, but it worked.
Hey, lady, saddle costs extra.
Hey! Did you feel that?
Some kind of earth tremor, I think. Poor old Chumley. He's getting pretty high. Oh, what a smell.
George, I wouldn't get too close. There's nothing you can do for him now.
Look at the symbols.
The whole thing is shaped like a giant omega.
It's amazing. How old is this? The stone is the same shape as the slot. It must have been designed to fit. Hey, Nico! I think this is some kind of key.
Something's happening.
Weird, huh? A piece of stone from Paris opens a secret door in the Congo.
You know, This place was built to guard something.
We better watch out for traps then. Look, Nico.
Just what I need. Another dead guy.
But how did he get in? We have the only key to the place.
Through the roof, I guess.
Well, that'll teach him to drop in uninvited.
George, wait!
Thanks, Nico. That was a close call. I'm gonna look around, try and find another way across.
Okay, but be more careful.
Whoa!
That was a big one.
A pair of cogs stuck out from a hole in the wall. No way was I going to put my hands in there. Come on, Nico! It should be safe to cross now!
You'd better be right, George!
Hurry, will ya? Can't hold it much longer.
George?
Phew, that was close. Another corpse. Ugh! This is making my stomach turn! There's a cloth with some kind of emblem on it! Wait! There's something inside it! There was nothing else on the guy. I carefully unwrapped the cloth. It was a scarf embroidered with a coat of arms. Wrapped inside the scarf was a metal plate. It was decorated with a lightning symbol. I'd found the metal plate on the corpse. It had a lightning symbol embossed on it. The coat of arms showed a bolt of lightning running through a broken sword. The lightning symbol was just like the one at the power site. Nico?
Yes, George?
The spikes must have been a surprise.
I do hope he hadn't come far. Wow!
Well, that's clearly the way out.
And these are clearly not ordinary floor tiles.
Got any ideas?
Well, I don't know.
Gotta be real careful from here on in. I know this sounds crazy, but I need you to stand on those tiles for me.
Sure, George.
Can you stand on the fish stone, please? Hey, Nico. Can you stand on the scorpion stone, please? Can you stand on the snake stone, please? Can you stand on the bird stone, please? Hey, Nico! There aren't any pressure pads at this end. I'll go on ahead and see if I can find a way to get you through.
Okay, George. I'll be here!
There was a way out at the far end of the corridor, but there wasn't much floor left. The crystal was embedded in the rock. There was no way to remove it. The crystals in the rock gave off an eerie blue light. The crystals emanated a soft blue light. A huge slab of rock was precariously balanced on a stalagmite. No way could I move it. The slab was held up at one end by stone blocks. Above the exit was a lightning symbol, just like the one in Paris. At the top of the pole was a large crystal, one side of which was flat and reflective. A rock shelf above had collapsed, dropping one of the ancient machines down to this level. Behind it, I could see a staircase. The machine was far too big and heavy to move by hand. It was a touch-sensitive panel. Above the door was the lightning sign. This was definitely the way to the power site. The signal from the lever only illuminated one side of the lightning symbol. There were no visible means to open the door. A huge crystal pointed toward the next chamber. At the other end, 4 smaller crystals were set inside cylindrical hollows. This one wasn't going to move anywhere. There was no way of moving the mechanical device. It was a touch-sensitive panel. For the moment, it seemed to be inactive. Touching the panel had no effect. For the moment, it seemed to be inactive. It was some form of ancient mechanical device. There were 3 cylindrical protrusions at one end and 4 hollows containing crystals at the other. The thing was far too heavy to move. The device appeared to be some sort of control console. There was a large circular dial and a panel standing proud of the surface. Cool! The dial caused the central ring to rotate, which redirected the energy beam. Fantastic! The machinery floated across the floor as if it weighed no more than a feather. Hey! It worked! The second piece moved into place perfectly. held my breath as the final piece glided into place. Excellent. The energy beam was reflecting off the flat side of the crystal. Grasping the ring at the bottom of the pole, I was able to turn the crystal through 90-degree increments. Rotating the crystal deflected the energy beam on towards the next crystal. Hey, Nico. Hey, Nico. These crystals can be used to redirect the beams of Earth energy.
You know, a week ago, I wouldn't have believed any of this.
Well, that makes two of us. Operating the device reversed the direction of the energy flow. Hey, Nico. There's a panel which makes the lightning symbol above the door light up. but that's all it seems to do.
We must have missed something.
Hey, Nico. Operating a panel causes one side of the symbol over there to light up. Each panel corresponds to a different side of the symbol.
What if we operated both at the same time?
It's worth a shot. Okay, Nico. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now! You know, on our day, we're pretty damn good, Nico.
Unbeatable, George. God, this is getting serious.
We're gonna have to move fast, or this whole place will come down.